Welcome to Dental Unscripted, where Mike Dinsio and Paula Quinn break down the practice ownership journey, one episode at a time. Starting up, buying, and running a successful dental practice.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dental Unscripted. As you all know, my name is Michael Dinsio, and I also have my co-pilot, Paula Quinn. She is here helping me beat up every vendor and professional in the industry. No, joking. We're totally joking. There's no beating up. This is just great, good old information, and we love doing this. Some housekeeping real quick. If you're watching or listening to this program on Acquisition Unscripted or Startup Unscripted, please jump over to Dental Unscripted. We're managing these programs and trying to keep it to one program. There's still a lot of you following those other podcasts, and we'd like for you to jump over to Dental Unscripted. So please follow and subscribe that one. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. I'm excited because I get to interview a mentor and friend that I've known forever. I know when I first got into Bank of America, Phill showed me the ropes. That's how far back this relationship goes. I even followed him into some other things. And this guy's a smart dude who's been doing it way longer than me. And so I'm excited to learn from him today. So without further ado, I'm gonna introduce Phill Hoover with Western Practice Sales. What's up, Phill? How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, Mike, and I haven't done it way longer than you. A little bit longer, my friend.
Well, your knowledge feels like it's way longer, but
I appreciate that.
It's a pleasure having you on a program. It's stupid that you haven't done this yet. I've had a lot of our old friends and partners that have gone into different directions in their career, from B of A to whatever else. And here you are, one of the owners and partners over at Western Practice. We interviewed Tim, 3-4 years ago. That was a great episode during Shark Week. And Tim represented well as a shark for the Acquisition Unscripted Shark Week. But today we're going to break down LOIs, as I feel like it's a good topic to cover because there's a lot of questions around what's the process, what's the timing of it, what does it mean, is it binding, what players need to be in place, how do I make these decisions? And of course, I could have had the program with Paula, as she's gone through the process a couple times herself. So Paula's on the show to bring us some, more boots on ground experience. But I also wanted the other side, which is the seller side. So you got a buyer's agent, someone that's gone through this, and a seller's agent. So we got a nice panel to discuss LOIs. But real quick, Phill, who are you, and what's Western Practice Sales? Real quick.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me on. Phill Hoover. I've been in the dental industry for 20 years, a little bit longer, actually. I've been in banking and finance for the majority of that. I had the opportunity to work with Tim in the last few years and take over the Western Practice Sales arm here. And we are a dental broker based out of Northern California. Myself and we have 4 other brokers on our team. And we service Northern California and really all of California. And, we are one of the largest, not the largest brokerage here in Northern California. So a lot of experience on my table, on my team. A few of my brokers have been in the business for 40 some years. Myself and my partner, we have 3 ex-dentists on staff, along with myself that's been in the industry for 20 years plus. And, we're excited to keep growing, keep going.
Yeah. And your transaction numbers are insane. You guys process and transition a lot of practices. So you see the good, the bad, the ugly. And I think today we can touch on some of the ugly, right? Like, I think we should all learn from some of the things that don't go super well. We can celebrate the ones that are just smooth sailing. And so with the topic of LOI, Phill, like, in your mind, how important is an LOI to the whole entire process? Because it's it sets the tone for the entire process. And it's a very scary thing for both sides, seller and buyer. It's scary for both. And I think the LOI sets the entire tone. Do you agree? And what's your take on just the LOI in general?
Yeah, there's benefits to both sides when an LOI is brought to the table. We're talking at that point in time, we're talking about the transition. We're talking about the exit strategy with the seller and the entry strategy with the buyer. And it's really when the rubber hits the road, and it shows that there's commitment from both sides of the fence, right? And when we get to the point where there's enough information on the table where a buyer can make an educated decision on the next steps, that says that myself and my seller have done a good job of relaying information, relaying data to the market that shows that our valuation is proper, correct, and it shows that the buying community is recognizing what we're selling and holds it valuable. So, in that response, initially just having an LOI and having the conversation about it just really sets the stage for what's about to happen next. And that is trying to set up a smooth transition for the buyer and seller to build a relationship to get to the closing table and the transition at the end. And without good communication on the front end, starting with due diligence into the LOI, it can get rocky. And there's some, hurdles that need to be explored when we're entering into that LOI stage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Paula, like from a buyer's perspective, do you remember making your offer? How did you feel going into that situation? I think that'll key up a really important discussion point because, Phill, you talk to the sellers and you know exactly how they feel into that process. Paula's the buyer. It's extra. It's probably extra for Paula because she's a hygienist. So there's a little extra stress on a non-dental owner. But how did you feel going into an LOI and how did do you remember like any main things about that?
I think you feel like it all needs to be ironed out before you submit that because you're afraid it's so binding, like you're stuck and then you haven't seen under the hood and you don't know all the stuff except, what's in the prospectus. So it's scary because you feel like, well, what if I get in there and this isn't right or this isn't right or they're lying about this and then how do I get out of this? So it is pretty scary. Now that I've been through it, which I'm sure is what Phill will talk about, there's still time.
Hey guys, Mike Dinsio here with Dental Unscripted. Just reminding you guys that, hey, the full episode is over at Dental Unscripted. You might be listening and actively listening to our other channels, but I want to make sure you get over to our new channel that we're condensing and consolidating everything into. It's called Dental Unscripted. You can catch it on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, whatever you're into. But I don't want you to miss any future releases. It's super important that you subscribe. So check that out right now. The entire vision of Dental Unscripted is to bring you guys practice management tips, along with what we've been putting out, the startup and acquisition tips. We're now getting a lot of you guys that own practices, and there's a lot to tell you guys about as it relates to owning and running and managing your first time owning a practice. So again, thank you so much for being a part of the program. I've been doing this, since COVID, almost 5 years now, and we love it. It's a passion of ours. We feel like it's a way for us to give back. And I would hate for you guys to miss out on any future episodes. So if you're into this episode and don't want to miss any others, jump over to Dental Unscripted and we'll see you over there. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.